Hello and welcome back to Pixie's Projects. Today we're on day 3 of our Halloween countdown and we're coloring the fall leaves that are next to the ship in the bottle. We're starting off with the darkest brown we have and we're just doing an outline around the leaf. If you're just new to joining us, this is a free page from Joanna Basford when she did the Flourish download, so it was part of a book in 2020. You can get that, or as someone who was subscribed has said, that you can use World of Wonders. It has some of similar images to a page. So feel free to jump in. We're using Prismacolor Scholar pencils because they're harder than the regular Prismacolors, but they still have a nice color range of 60 and they lay down really well. So that's what we're using for this. And if I sound tired today, it's because I am. So I apologize. I'm just very sleepy. Anyway, so here we go. We're just still completing this leaf. And I was wondering if everybody's like getting over Halloween. Are we just done coloring Halloween images? I'm ready to move on to the next month and that month's challenges, or are you still enjoying yourself? Let me know in the comments, because I think once this page is done and I have a buddy color I'm still finishing up and that's done, and I have one more video I need to post that has a Halloween page, and after I finish those 3, I'm good for a little while. I mean, of course, I'll probably have a Halloween page in like December or something, because I don't ever really get sick of like Halloween type images. But it does, I did tend to spend a lot of time this month just doing Halloween and nothing else. So I'm ready to move on to something different. I know in my November, which I'll have a video up soon with my plans for November, I have a couple color alongs in the Europa book from Rita Berman, and I have a good one coming from Myth and Magic that's very wintry, so I'm super excited about that. And then I'm just going to grab my book, so excuse me because I'm going to make noises. We went back into the leaf and we're doing yellow ochre now. So yeah, I found my book. I have the Holiday Wishes scavenger hunt that Jojosa Hannah is doing, and I've went and picked out my pages for that, so you're really not going to want to miss my November plans video. It's going to be epic because she did a really cool scavenger hunt, and I found all those today, and I just want to get started on that. So I guess I have like I'm not tired of Halloween, but there's so many fun things coming up that I really just want to move into that. So now we're going in with a green and just lightly coating the inside of the leaf where the yellow and the brown really isn't. And we'll darken that up a little bit, but we're just getting some extra color in there. So yeah, that's the thing. Like Beth had asked to show what colors I used to do fall or autumn leaves and how I do them. And these are very tiny, but it is a good representation of how I kind of do leaves. When they're bigger, I'll not outline the leaf. I would add the brown on some edges and the yellow on some edges and the green in the middle, and have it kind of just be modeled, because that's what real leaves look like. And just a point for anybody, if you're trying to color an image and you're unclear as how to start or where to go with it, look up reference photos. It's a thing you do a lot when you draw and things. You find pictures, because you'd be surprised, like you think you know what something looks like, and then you go to draw it and you can't quite get the proportions right, or it doesn't look exactly like you think it should. Usually if you pick up a reference photo, you realize that you know what it looks like, but you're not paying enough attention to it. And the same goes with colors. There's so many different colors of leaves, so look up some reference photos, stare at them for a while, and slowly work your way, like do very light layers and keep adding on top and around it so the colors blend together really nicely. But there's always like a brown spot on a leaf, even when they're yellow. The red leaves always have the brown in them. There's still green around the veins of the leaf. It's a lot to look at, and they're very interesting. So for this leaf, we just did the brown on the bottom, and we did the light green up the top. And now we're coming back in with a little more of the green. And from the brown, we're stretching out into the yellow ochre, and we're going to run that straight into the green because the brown blends out the yellow, or the yellow blends out the brown, and the yellow blends out the green as well. So it gives you a nice middle ground for those two colors. Because again, they are very small images, so you don't have to do a lot of extra work for these. But you can still get that really good autumn feel to the leaves. Okay, and for this leaf, and I just keep saying this leaf, I'm not a tree person, so I don't know what leaves belong to what trees. I just think they're pretty. I don't really get into it. So I'm sure there's someone out there who knows, like, this leaf is, I'm going to make a guess, and then you can tell me in the comments if I'm completely wrong. I think it's a maple leaf, but like I said, I don't pay enough attention, so yeah. And the one above it is maybe an oak. And they could also just be stylized leaves that don't actually belong to any trees in real life. I'm not sure. So I don't really put too much stock into that when I figure out what to color. I look up leaves and they show me different kinds, and I still don't know what, I was going to say brands. I still don't know what trees they come from. So I did the green on this one, and now we're going in with an orange. And no, these colors do not blend well together, but leaves look like this, so it doesn't really need to be perfectly blended. And now we're coming in with the yellow ochre and doing those last two little leaves at the bottom. But the reason I said this is showing how to do the leaves is because I did most of the leaves slightly different from each other. Yes, they're still in the same color family. They still look like fall leaves, but I'm coming at them from different directions and adding in the different colors that they would have in different places, if that makes sense. And then we're taking this yellow ochre to just get that green closer to the orange and have them blend together slightly better. I really hope you've been enjoying this series. I am going to go ahead and do another one for Christmas. I just don't know the page yet, but as soon as I do, I will let you know. And yeah, I hope that's something we can do together as well. That seems like a lot of fun. Okay, so now we're in with the Tuscan Red, and I'm doing all these leaves that look the same color. Again, very tiny image, not a lot of room to play around with. We're coming in with an orange and filling him in the rest of the way. And today's page is nice and easy. The spoopy factor is missing from this, but it is still very autumn oriented. So not all of them can be very spoopy because some of them are just fun, and we're just going to leave them that way. So yeah, let's see what we do next. Okay, now we're going into that branch with the leaves on it, and we're going in with the orange. And now we've got the yellow ochre on top of that. So as you can see, we're not really getting a varied color palette, but we're still getting some unique looks to each of the leaves. And I would like to say now this feels very much like a PBS pledge drive, because I'm going to say if you're enjoying this series, please like and subscribe and let me know in the comments. And yeah, sometimes it feels like a pledge drive. And I said that the other day and I kept laughing, so I wanted to share it with you guys. So now I'm going in with a darker green on these leaves. And just giving them a nice base. And it's funny, I never color this close up, or I never get to see it this close up. And I wear glasses, and I'm really having a hard time seeing. So when I see myself go out of the lines because we are so on top of this picture, I'm like, oh no, it's bad. But it's not. If it goes out of the lines, it's not a big deal. These images are minuscule. We went over the top of that with the yellow ochre again, and now we're doing dark brown on these leaves. And on top of that, we're adding just the plain red. These leaves start with the orange. Well, the orange yellow, I'm sorry. And from there, we're just going to use a cream and finish them up. So I just wanted to say goodbye. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye.